Inventor 2019 has been upgraded with a new hole wizard. Previously in 2018 and before, well, in previous versions, what we'd have to do to create many holes in one go, you'd have to first create a 2D sketch on a face, then you'd have to put down your 2D points, sketch points, and then you'd have to go to your hole wizard. And well, before I think 2017, you have to individually select each work point, or in 2018, I think you could go and window select them. But I mean, it was painstaking. It was just to create more than one hole or many different faces. It was a bit of a bother. So now what they've done in 2019 is they've included a new hole wizard with a hole properties panel. So this whole properties panel over here, you'll see there that it actually works, sort of work from the top down, exactly like our ribbon does from left to right. So the first thing it asks you to do is, where would you like your hole to be? And I haven't got any sketches, but I just go to the face that I want. You'll see that in the highlights. And then I say I want a hole over there, and I want a hole over there, and I want a hole over there. Okay, great. Then what can we do with these holes? They're all the same size, 1.788. I can maybe change that to 5, and all three will go and change over there as well. Then what I can do is I can say, well, what type of hole would I like? So you can see progressively how we're going down, just the next step. So what hole is it? Simple hole, clearance hole, tapped hole, taper hole. So I want a tapped hole. And when I select the tapped hole, you'll see that additional sort of drop downs are being added over here. So only what you really need for the hole that you have will get added down over here. And then how would you like your seat? I want a counter bore. Okay, so there's the counter bore there. Okay, so I think what's happening over here is just the sizes might be a little bit too big. So with the size over here, going to my thread, I'm going to choose my isometric profile thread. And the size over here is going to be, let's make that M10. And then the seating over here, you can see that that's 4 millimeters. So select it, and okay, so 10, let's make this 12, and the hole should pop up again. As in previous versions of Inventor, you still are able to grab the ring over here and then basically pull it in or out, making it bigger or smaller, and you're able to go and change the value over there as well. You can take the sketch point that's been created automatically through the hole wizard, and you're able to drag that around over there. Don't worry about these values being grayed out. You just select them and they will then activate so that you can go and actually change what's going on over here. So just if we go up a little bit, just under your threads over there, the type of thread, the size, designation, left hand or right hand thread. Okay, I like the little buttons over here, the little icons that they've created. You can also do a full thread as well. So you can have a thread running through the entire length of the hole. The termination, distance through all, or 2. So if you had a certain plane running around it, you could have it go down to there, and you can also change the direction or not. Okay, so you can have it cutting into thin air, as well as the drill point. Would you like a drill point or not? Once you've created all your threads and your sizes, we can go to some advanced settings down at the bottom of here. These advanced settings are things like IMate. So if you're going to have a specific nut or bolt that's going to be seated in this counter bore, or your countersink, or just your normal holes, they, from your content center, they have iMates already inserted on them. So if you create a hole and you say, well, this actually needs to have an iMate placed on it, then it makes it much easier creating automation between inserting your nuts and your bolts and into the holes that you've created over here. Now, one of the new things that they've got in the hole wizard for 2019 is the ability to save this configuration. So at the top of here, you can say create new preset. If I click on create new preset, what it does, it gives me a generic name. Okay, obviously it's basically saying what it is. It's tapped, it's a counter bore, it's isometric profile, and 10 angle. So what you can do is I can say this is my sort of MGFX 10. Okay, so that's just maybe countable. So that's what I wanted to preset it at, and I can just click on it, and there we go. Now that saves that over there. I still haven't created these holes over here, so I'm just going to say create new hole. So yes, I've saved this configuration, but I still haven't created the hole. As you can see, this is still looking like a preview. So selecting on the plus button over here, you'll see there, great, it's created. You can see the thread in the middle over there, and you can see the little iMate icon that's been inserted in there. Now, say for instance, you go off, you're doing something else, maybe you can put a fillet over here. Okay, so I'm going to create a fillet, and let's go create another hole. So go to my hole, and I'm going to say I want it to sit over here, but it must sit on that reference. Look at that. I didn't have to go and press, now I want to place it on concentric. It automatically knows that it needs to be concentric like that. So now what's happening is it's saying the last used hole. It's actually pre-configured it to the last hole that I've created. If I've created different holes between my preset and the hole that I'm creating now, you can just click on that and you'll see there that I can go to my MGFX 10 CB. You'll see that actually I've created some other holes, and it'll go and change that hole to a preset that I've done previously. And that's the new hole wizard. Some great innovation, and have fun, guys. Thanks very much. Cheers.